Ready? And 1, 2, 3.
Oh, fuck.
High five.
Nice. And 7, 8, 9.
Welcome back to Yap and Strap. My name's Alaire Thomas.
I'm England.
And we're in a new environment today because we're doing, tell them what we're doing, dude.
What?
Tell them what we're doing, dude.
We're making a drink because today's episode is sips and tips.
Sip the tips.
The tip of your strap.
For sips and tips today, we are going to make a little bevy for you. After we make that bevy, we're going to drink it as you do a bevy and answer some of your questions that we asked you to ask us.
You guys asked some good questions. I'm excited to answer these.
Today we're gonna make a little cocktail that I used to make when I was a bartender at a place called Hillstarn. This was a cocktail that we used to serve and the ladies would go crazy for. Ooh. It's called a crisp martini. Contents of the drink: Saint Germain, Hendrick's gin or your favorite type of gin, and then some Savvy B. I'm gonna tell you how to make the beverage, and we're gonna get into our yap and strap. For those of you who don't know, explain it to them.
Your yap is something that you just want to get off your chest. You are not liking it. It is not feeling you, and you are not feeling it. And your strap is something that you really like. You want it. You need it. Give me more of it. My yap is actually that we are leaving back to LA tomorrow, and it's just now finally getting nice out in New York.
It's 90 degrees today.
It's way too humid, but it is. Yeah. Is that it? My strap is that I have a sweet animal named Parker.
Parker boy!
And I can't wait to see him. I miss him so much. He's the cutest pit bull in the world. I love that little boy, and I cannot wait to just take his 80-pound body and squeeze him. They allowed you into a bar with the age that you are?
You're gonna cut and squeeze the whole contents of the lemon in here. Okay. And then add ice and shake it.
Any sense?
No, you're just squeezing the whole thing.
Right now, squeeze it?
No, you could.
You know, there are just like lemon thingies.
Before I get into my yap and my strap, what I have added to the contents of the mix is gonna be, it's 1.5 ounces to 2 ounces of Hendrick's per serving, plus 1 ounce of your Saint Germain, so I've just doubled it. England is gonna put a whole lemon into the shaker. It's about half of a lemon, about 1 ounce of lemon per serving. My yap is actually, we live in New York, we're in New York right now, and anytime we're stopped, if a pedestrian walks in front of the car when they're not supposed to, specifically a man, and they just hold out their hand like this, get off your high horse. I will runneth you over with my careth.
I think it's good. Okay. I haven't done that motion in a long time.
It looks like you're jacking off the ghost. And let me finish my strap. It's already summer. Well, it's starting to show the actual contents of summer because it's been raining for a long time now. And so I'm super excited to get out and get a tan. So usually a crisp martini comes in a martini glass, but we're limited. And usually it doesn't come with ice, but I didn't want to pour the drink and then it be down here. I feel like that just looks like a shot.
You want me to pour it?
You even them out. Also, usually with a crisp martini, it's gonna be a lime twist, even though you put a lemon in the bevy.
Oh no, I got a lemon in there.
Okay, now you're gonna express the contents of the peel. This is just the lemon peel for those of you watching and listening. You're gonna put it around the rim.
My lemon broke.
Oh wait, I forgot the best part. You top it with Savvy B. Cheers.
Cheers.
Pretty good. Pretty nice. Let's get on to these questions.
Yes.
And we've moved to the couch.
Before we get into these questions, thank you guys for asking these questions. I'm so excited to answer them. We cannot get to all of them today, but this is going to be a normal occurrence for us. We're gonna put out these sips and tips every
3 to 4 episodes, I would say.
But we're gonna try to do it as often as we can. First and foremost, we are not dating. We are friends. We're great friends. We love making content together. They have a lovely fiance and
they have a lovely girlfriend who I've met and does exist.
To actually dive into the next thing, the reason that I am not showing my girlfriend is we have personally decided to be private for the beginning 8 months of our relationship. Obviously, we wanted to make sure this was something that we really wanted to put out to the public. We are so far from mysterious, we get that, but we're just doing it on our own time. With that being said though, we are hard launching in 2 weeks.
Starting off, how do you deal with a breakup being gay? That's always been what I needed answered for years.
I will say if it is your first queer breakup,
that's the hardest.
I feel for you. That one is the hardest and it hits like a truck. The best thing you can do with any breakup, journal. If you have a therapist, talk about it in
Confide in
therapy.
your therapist, confide in friends.
Try to immerse yourself in the community. If you have a community around you, be okay with feeling shitty. You know, sometimes you're gonna want to cry all day. Allow yourself the space to do that.
Allow yourself the grief of the loss. I think that's, don't try to stop it from happening, because that actually prolongs your healing process with your heart. Something that I always like to think about, kind of an optimistic point of view. That relationship was for a purpose. Now you know how you want to be loved and how you don't want to be loved. And so if anything, see it as like more of a learning process over anything. Unfortunately, that relationship no longer serves you, or if it does, it will come back when it's supposed to. I personally believe in divine timing.
Queer breakups. These are tough.
I met somebody at an event and she was like, I'm still not over my first girlfriend.
Oh yeah.
And it's been like 5 years.
It's a toughie.
So be patient with yourself.
Tips on flirting with girls and making it completely obvious.
Oof. I'm gonna be honest, I was a pretty hefty flirter. It came naturally to me. Not as much anymore because I have my fiance and my only eyes are for her, but I used to flirt like a motherfucker.
I'm gonna put an example. Say you're with said girl and you're at a bar. I think the first thing that's very easy and would be like, can I get you a drink? I think it's really fun if you do drink to even like get a drink together, start to talk a little bit. It's the little tiny things that I think can then create the flirtation.
I know that especially for two women, it's very easy for it's like, is this friendly or is this flirty? Because sometimes it's hard if it's like, I like your shoes. Was that friendly or was that flirty? That's why I was like kind of coming in with the energy that you have.
Yeah.
Granted, buying a drink is fairly
That's what I'm saying.
flirty for somebody.
Make it a clear thing, because of course, if you're going up to a girl and being like, oh my God, I love your shirt, you're not gonna know, is that friendly or not?
Trying to make your intentions clear without being creepy like a man.
True, which women
Do better
We are
naturally.
not. And if you don't drink, maybe ask them to go get coffee. Ask them, hey, do you want to go get dinner? Don't do lunch. I think that does feel more friendly. I think there's a lot of things that you can do. Little dates too, like I really want to go to the flea market. Do you want to come with me? I mean, also you gotta have that gaydar.
I mean, definitely also seeing if they're queer is a huge thing, but that's a whole nother question of like, how do you know if they're gay?
You can openly ask someone. I don't think there's a problem within that.
I think directness portrays as confidence, and I think could be to your advantage.
Being respectfully direct is incredibly sexy.
That's true. How do you define losing your virginity when you're WLW, a woman-loving woman? Losing your virginity truly is like how you define it. In terms, it's technically like penetration. Penetration can be with anything.
I actually asked myself this my first time having sex with a woman, because I was a little bit confused as well. I'm like, does this count? Is it the same thing? If you are having sex, sex can look like whatever is comfortable to you. If you feel like you have had sex with that individual, then you are no longer a virgin. Yeah. You did the damn thing. How do you get the courage to cut off your hair? For a long time, I wanted to cut off my hair, but I was with someone that was more androgynous, mask presenting, so I felt like I had to take on this feminine role, so I was really scared. It's not even about courage. If you feel like you want to cut your hair, do it for you. It was really scary. Not to say that it's not gonna be scary. It's going to be so scary.
It's gonna be terrifying.
The level of just sheer happiness I had after I did it was insane. The shift of confidence, everything. Fucking cut your damn hair.
Something that I had to get over is hair is truly just hair. It grows back a lot quicker than you expect, especially when you cut it really short. Like I now get my hair cut like every 2 weeks because the difference is crazy. You live this long, beautiful life. Why not just do it? The worst case, if you hate it, you could try to figure out a way to hide it. If you've been having that question of cutting off your hair, it's for a good reason and you should do it. I don't think you're gonna regret it. It might take a second to find your short style, but give it a chance, and I think it will change you.
You'll go through ebbs and flows. I looked like Karen for a while. It was not good.
I kind of had a fuck ass bob.
I have no idea whether I'm bi or lesbian. What should I say when asked?
Doesn't matter.
No, I also feel
Queer.
Like if somebody comes up and asks, you can say, I'm figuring it out. You can say that you're queer. You're still a part of the LGBTQ plus community.
Yeah.
If you're feeling like you're either bi, you're lesbian, whatever it might be, it's also a journey. It is not something that is figured out quickly.
No.
I've gone like this.
There's oddly so much pressure within the community to define yourself, which is ironic because the whole idea of the community is also like not having labels, not being put into a box, and yet we're putting ourselves in boxes. I know I struggled for a long time. I was like, am I bi, am I pan, am I gay? Even now I don't 100% know. I've let go of the pressure of trying to define it, because defining it isn't the make or break of like who I am and how I show up in this world for myself and for other people. Do you have a favorite queer reality show?
I do really like Queer Ultimatum, but I will say this, I am a fucking little slut for reality TV. Guys, I love reality TV. Love Island is happening right now, and I live and breathe it. I wait every night for the clock to tick 9 o'clock, and I'm so excited.
I don't really watch reality TV. Also, I don't know queer reality TV besides The Ultimatum.
Without it being reality TV, if you are trying to get embedded into a queer show, the L Word is great. There's also a newer L Word if you don't want to watch the
They're
old
coming
one.
out with like a New York one too.
Yeah, they did one a few, like the last couple of years of like a Gen Z one. Pretty good, but the OG is like top tier.
How would you come out to strict parents as someone still in high school? Should I wait or tell? That's always tough. Safety is, I think, of utmost importance. Unfortunately, even if they're your parents, you don't know what they're capable of. I don't know if strict, does that mean they're more conservative in their views or you can't be out past a certain time? But I think definitely trying your best to assess the situation based off of their maybe political beliefs or moral beliefs and where that stands. And if you can't come out to your parents, trying to come out to people like your friends or other people who you think it would be safer to kind of like start relieving that pressure off of your shoulders.
I can only imagine how hard that is, so I'm so sorry that you're going through that. I would say if you do have friends around you, to come out to them first. Nobody wants to feel like they're hiding or being hidden is it's so sad, and so, we should all be accepted for who we are. Say if you do have friends that you can come out to, and any other family members that are more okay with it or not as strict, do that first, see how that goes. Make your steps of getting there to coming out to your parents. And I know that that's what you asked and that's what you clearly want to do. Maybe talk about how like your friend is queer, even if they aren't. Just like see
that's a good one.
What they think about that. Do y'all both strap?
Easy. Yes.
I'm like, fuck no. I love the strap.
Do you get strapped?
No.
I do.
You're a bottom.
I'm a switch, technically.
I'm a switch 80% of the time. I'm on the bottom. I don't really care to be strapped. If my girl somehow wants to do it, then pop off, babe.
How did you guys become content creators? And how do you work with brands? Thank you, Illy, both. Oh my God, love you, girly. Love you, bestie. Consistency is key when it comes to social media. Hopefully the algorithm rewards you. I say hopefully because the algorithm always changes, you never know. Usually the algorithm tends to reward you for your consistency, and that's the best way to do it. Commenting back to people and trying to create that engagement or conversation so people keep coming back to your video. And in terms of finding brands, usually you put your email in your bio and honestly the brands will come. If you're doing a dressing video or like it's a drink brand and you have it in the video tagging them, they'll usually eventually see it and reach out to you depending on the size of your page also.
I am so new in becoming a content creator. It's been now fucking 3 months. Really, for me, it's something that I've always been a creative and I actually wanted to dive into. I tried a little bit for a hot sec. I just wasn't in a relationship that felt like they were supportive of that journey. And now being in my new relationship, she is like the utmost supportive human being. I do things that I really like and am passionate about. I know people say it, it's so stupid, but post things that like you feel good about and you like. And yes, the algorithm will either take it or it won't, and that's okay. I still to this day I post things and I'm like, that flopped, but it's okay.
Also learning from it. I mean, if you see that a video doesn't do well and say you do try that a couple of times, that version of the video, if it still doesn't do well, pivot it somehow. It's a lot of also trial and error and seeing what sticks and what doesn't stick.
Last couple questions that we're gonna do here. This one is, as someone who doesn't look gay and they are bi, but has a solid gaydar, how do you connect, make friends, have a community?
I always say like seeking it out, being in a queer space, going to a gay bar if you have one, or like sometimes Tinder and Hinge you can use even like as a friend app if you set it to like women and finding friends, or even through people you date, you tend to be able to find friends and creating community there. But it's obviously being very intentional with who you surround yourself with.
If you're not old enough to be at a bar, they do hold queer nights, queer days that are for younger individuals, so look for those. Honestly, just go looking for that stuff. And I would say the Hinge thing, put it to friends. I've done that for a long time. I've met so many friends on apps, and now we're great friends. The community is small but big. Put yourself out there. I know it's a little weird and uncomfortable, but I think it can be really beneficial.
Last question that we're gonna do.
Last question is,
tips on strapping.
Of course, tips on strapping.
I don't know if there's like tips. I think I just kind of did it, but it's obviously like taking it slow, doing it how you would any sort of thing revolving around sex. Take it slow, ask if they're okay with something. There's different types of straps that you can use. It's kind of, again, that trial and error of like finding what works for you versus finding what doesn't work for you. I say go for it and have fun.
The first time strapping can be extremely scary. So again, yes, go slow. Figure out if you want an actual like harness or if you want the boxer briefs. You're gonna wanna feel comfortable when you're doing it. Even though at the beginning it might be a little weird. It was so weird for me. Find things within it that make you feel like you can have fun, enjoy yourself, because sex is meant to be fun. It's not meant to be something that's just so serious. And if you're not feeling it, take it the fuck off. If you have any more questions on that, please let us know.
This has been Sips and Tips. My name is Alara Thomas. You can find me at Alara Thomas on Instagram and TikTok.
I'm England. You guys can find me at call.me.england on Instagram and TikTok. Thanks so much for these questions. I love them. I cannot wait to answer more of them.
Let us know if you want to see more.
Sips and Tips and Yap and Strap.
Bye.
Go Strap.